Greetings, ladies and gentlemen from across the world. Welcome to our simulation Formula 1 here for Realistic Tier Sunday night racing. Everything you guys see on here is exactly as it is. Realistic. These cars are realistic performance as of the actual season. So, Mercedes, Red Bull, top of the board. You have McLaren that are pretty far up there. Ferrari, we can see if we can do anything this evening. These guys currently setting a lap here in Q3. Then we're going to bounce to Q2. That way we can jump in because we only have 15 here this evening. A couple guys not feeling well. Hopefully those guys patch themselves up, feel better throughout the week, rest up, and get back to racing. But round 2 here for the French Grand Prix. Give you guys a little bit of track information. Pop that up. Track was built in 1971. Quality, as you guys can see, this evening is full racing laps. These guys are going to have to contend with our 27, like I mentioned, round 2 this evening. Couple interesting facts of last week. If you guys missed that, I did make a highlight reel, so we'll jump onto that during Q2. I'm not sure if it's supposed to rain the entire quali, but I do know for a fact that the race is dry. So yeah, just got a little driver information. One of the drivers is letting me know it's actually going to rain the entire time during qualifying. I'm so used to saying short qualifying, but yeah, it's going to rain the entire time for this race, so it could bring out some spicy bits. See what happens in Q2 and what happens in Q3. Let's see who can get pole position this evening. But yeah, I mean, last week a lot of these guys pretty much neck and neck the entire race. We had, I believe, 2 safety cars which bunched these guys up, and for a while the DRS range around the Portuguese Grand Prix was really tight. It's waiting for a couple of these guys to pull out a lap and then retire. There's Paps, the man who won last week in that Williams. He is on fire. He's actually our head steward for Simulation Formula 1, jumping in to get the grasp. I know he's joining his French, I think it's a French league. They are starting their realistic next week, so this is going to be one of his last races. But he said he's going to be happy to pounce on those penalties if he needs to hand them out. So cheers to Paps for joining us this evening. Hopefully he has another good round this evening, putting them Williams team pretty far up there, as Ryan, ABR Ryan, helped him last week, reserving for that Williams team. Ryan now in Cressy Football, who couldn't make it this evening, so Ryan taking on that Aston Martin. Actually gonna bump the car sound up just a bit. There we go, that looks a little bit better. The Pap setting his lap now. Clear to retire, sets the fastest lap in that Williams, being with George Russell again. Take down through, just Panta yet to set a lap. It looks like Hubs is going to go for his out lap now. Oh, greetings. Hopefully you guys enjoy this race this evening. Round 2, as I mentioned. The points are really close, as we only had one round before, but I had big shockers. Williams right now on top for the constructors. See how that stays throughout the season. Williams without a solid set of drivers yet, still reserving, so most of these guys that are scoring the points for the Williams team are reserves. So that could shape into something interesting towards, round 4, round 5. Let me take a gander at my phone. Got a couple notifications coming in. Let's take a look through these. Kind of information. Tire on track. Sorry, I was. Hey. As long as you're not near anybody, I don't think that would be a problem. It's happy to race. Welcome to this race tonight. Respond to Molly quick. Molly just responded. I think that's it. So Pap's pulling in the pits now. Panta, I think he might be taking a look at something else. Maybe he's grabbing a late drink. Hubs is putting a lap in now as we speak. And that Alpine, a little bit of a rough go in the Portuguese Grand Prix. See if he can turn his luck around. So it's Morris who's going to give it a shot this evening. The Hubs pulling in. What time is he going to put with that Alpine this evening? I know a lot of guys did a little bit of practice yesterday. Let's see how they get on. taking a nice big sip of my coffee. So what have you guys done today? Hopefully you guys have had a wonderful Sunday this evening, a wonderful weekend. Hopefully you guys aren't battling too many colds that are going on. Morris in that McLaren, that is perfect. He's gonna partner Allow Your Face, which Allow Your Face, if you rewatch this stream a little bit later, you're gonna have a nice little TV time, as I'm going to pick random drivers throughout the season during one of their hot laps, and we're gonna ride on board with them with a little information of the driver. Once we get into Q2, I will make sure we do that. I believe I'm going to use Q2 as well to look over the highlight reel from last week's race. Started out, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that track's name because it's intensely long. It looks like it has stopped raining though, so Hubs has gone for a soft compound. Interesting. So he's definitely going to sit on top unless he invalidates this lap. We're already 5 minutes and 50 seconds remaining here in Q1. It's a little out of shape. Maybe the track is still not completely dry. And he's gonna bowl into the pits. He has set a lap. Okay, so 139.9 for Hubs. Let's see who else is going on. I think that is Panta, or that might be Morris. Let me take a look. That is gonna be the McLaren of Morris, who's gonna go out and set his lap. On his way now, so we might actually go through the whole thing of Q1 this evening. 16 drivers now, I like to see it. Panta, when you can, get out on track and set a lap. It looks like he's now finally on his way. Leaving it to the last bit. Maybe he didn't want to go out when it was a bit wet out on track. So both Ferraris here this evening. That is good to see. Let's see what they can do. I will give you guys a little information. I do know a little bit more about Realistic. I used to race a lot in Realistic more than I did Tiers. And the Ferrari, this season's car, it's still lacking on that straight line speed quite a lot. But the chassis on this car, the turn-in is so nice. So a lot of these drivers that are going to be, you know, taking on the Ferrari or the Alfa Romeo, maybe even the Haas. We haven't had a Haas driver yet, which is probably for the better. They're gonna have to maximize their races, especially when we get those, you know, shorter tracks, such like Brazil or Zandvoort or any of those kind of tracks. These long power straight tracks are going to be a bit difficult, but you never know what can happen, which we saw last week with Paps winning in that Williams. And ABL Ryan actually taking his Williams to the 5th position, finishing in 5th. Both Morris and Panta gonna set a lap and then retire. You guys are allowed, since you guys are the only ones there, to retire on the track once you set your lap. So CSC Morris is going to take over for your Robbie, who's not here this evening. Panta going to start his flying lap now. Morris on his flyer right now as we speak, on a medium compound as well. See what this driver can do this evening. Good to see him pop in. Glad he's here. Hopefully he has a bit of fun. That's what this tier is all about, is giving these guys a bit of fun on a Sunday evening. Myself, it's a Sunday afternoon, but for these guys, most of these guys, it's a Sunday evening. Gives them a little bit more of a challenge too, seeing that it's realistic and it's not all equal powered cars. Most of these guys do race in tier 2 and 3, which you can watch on Thursday and Friday. Gunners takes over the comms for that, and he does an amazing job, so shout out to Gunners. Man's really become his own kind of Murray Walker. Just waiting on Morris and Panta to finish their laps. I always give a shout out to Panta too. I raced Panta. He was in the McLaren. He was in the Mercedes team underneath Harrison, SF1 Harrison, when I jumped back in for a short season. I think it was 18 rounds of the last season. And the beginning of the season, he was one heck of a racer to race side by side, super clean. Enjoyed when I saw him on track. So we'll see what he can do. His first race here, he wasn't here last weekend. Now he's here this evening in the French Grand Prix. Give a little shout out to Paps too. This is his home Grand Prix. See if he can convert that Williams into another win. Dub George Russell ×2. Panta goes quickest on a soft compound. See what Morris can do with those mediums. He's gone and invalidated this lap. So he does have a time on the board. Should be good enough to see him through. So unfortunately, Operator, sitting at 15, is now going to be out of Q1 in that Red Bull. So he's going to start at the back, but it's a fresh compound for him, his choice. However, it was supposed to rain all quality, but now it's completely dry. So we're going to see what happens. It could shake things up just a bit more. Penta has retired. Good on that man. See what Morris does. He does have a time on the board. He can retire if he wants. We have 40 seconds remaining here in Q1. Then we'll be on the Q2. There he goes. CS Morris retires. Let's get into Q2, guys. Let's see if it's dry, too. That's going to be an interesting look. Get rid of this track information for you guys, since we saw that for most of the quali in Q1. So Panta goes quickest in the Ferrari. This isn't really going to hold too much evidence towards Q2. Q2 is where it's going to be at. If it's dry, what kind of compound are these guys going to run with? Some of the faster teams get through on a medium compound. OTR Montoya has joined. Not quite sure who that might be. Haven't seen a notification. Okay, more Montoya has left. Alright, so we're going to jump into Q2. Is it going to be dry? That is the question. It is the question of the hour. Are we going to see a dry track? Which means these guys will have to set a time on dry tires. And the top 10, whatever time they set on those tires, if they make it into the top 10, have to carry that over into the race start. Just like Real F1, it looks dry, so if these guys are going to put times in, it's going to be interesting to see. Let's enable that tire. A lot of guys going for the medium compound. So while we have 14 minutes, I have a 5-minute highlight reel from the Portugal Grand Prix last week. We're going to take a look at that so you guys, if you missed the action, can take a look while these guys get ready to go for their first flying lap. The rain might return, so if it does, I do apologize, but in the meantime, hopefully you guys enjoy the highlight reel from the Portuguese Grand Prix. Let's take a look. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Waiting for those 5 red lights here at the Portuguese Grand Prix. There, Al is go, go, go. Who's going to get a good start? Looks like Zambito gets a great start. Jake's going to tuck behind him in the Red Bull. Molly in third into turn 1. Everybody clean through. Oh, there's a bit of a collision with the Red Bull Operator and the Aston Martin. I'm not sure quite who that was. Take a look down through the field. Guys putting the shoulder. Oh. Taps one. He's really close to Cressy just ahead. Is this going to be a move? Let's jump on board and look at the rearview mirror of Cressy. Here comes Paps on the inside. Yo Robbie gets a 3-second time penalty. Paps is going to take that Williams and make a move. He's going to pull down to the racing lane. He does. So Paps moves back up to 4th. This is going to allow your face to get closer and closer as Ross is now looking quite racy here with the guys ahead of him. Look how many positions are ahead of him. I feel for the Red Bull drivers on 17 seconds. We're going to jump back with the tires. Jake, our leader in the net lead, has had a mistake. He's off in the gravel and the grass, and that just might have blew him a bit. He does have an end plate missing. There is damage for sure on that Red Bull. You guys will see it on the right hand side of the front wing. Operator gets another 3-second time penalty. But yeah, Jake, our net lead race right now leader has dropped down to 11th with him. Kenton holds a lead. When do you think this Alfa Romeo is going to put the throttle down? He's done so already. I thought he was going to wait to the last second. Pass is right there, right behind him. Paps should have a little bit more down speed. He's got the toe. He's going to go for the inside. He's going to go side by side into turn 1. Kenton holds a lead. Paps tucks into P2. Oh, this is close. Let's jump through the field. Aston Martin there in P5. Oh, a bit of a touch from the from the McLaren and the Aston Martin. The other Aston Martin works his way through. Oh, there's a bit more contact. Aston Martin now missing out on an end. I would say it's both Molly and Zampitos. You see Molly having a battle here with Kenton in the Alfa Romeo. Let's jump on board. Oh, this is going to be one heck of a line. They're going to go 3 wide. Zampitos in the grass. Oh, that was close. A little too close for comfort. Kenton pulls out. That is some pretty clean racing, but Zambito goes off compound and take those to the end with the Alfa Romeo. Hubdy crashes out. Is that going to be another safety car? Another full safety car, ladies and gentlemen. Nightbot, don't forget. Yeah, Nightbot, what is going on? I haven't seen you in a while. Not so unfortunate for Hubs. And sitting there with the broken Alpine DNF to his name, another full. Let's see what Pap says. He's taking a look on the inside. When is he going to put that throttle down? A bit of a who's going to go first? Oh, I think Allow Your Face has been caught off guard. Pap takes a clean restart. But let's look at the battle for second. They're going to come down. Oh, are they going to go side by side? No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, good. Okay. Stig's going to go to the outside of that Aston Martin. Try to find his way through. As we have an Aston Martin going for an inside look. Might have taken a little bit too much of a track. Both the Mercedes are now working their way close. Bit of contact between the Aston Martin and the Alfa Romeo. Oh, side by side. Let's take a look at this battle through the eyes of the Mercedes. Stig goes through. Oh, that's caught out the Aston Martin driver. Pressy. Stig really putting the pace in that Alfa Romeo's. A 10-second penalty for a corner cutting, and now he's off into the grass. Something is happening. He definitely has dirty tires, so that is not going to help the Mercedes in the constructors at all. But here comes Yar Robbie. Is he going to make a move against Paps for P1? He does. Paps is going to pull behind. I don't think Paps is going to fight it too much, knowing that Allow Your Face has quite a few penalties to his name. Jake gets him that Red Bull. Paps doing it, but this man, he is going to cross the line, but he's not going to win. Unfortunately for the McLaren driver, Allow Your Face crosses. Paps picks up the win in the Williams. Let's see where these guys finish when the times come in. Allow Your Face still sitting on the pole. Jake gets P4, Ryan P5, Cressy P6, Phil P6. Good job in that Williams. So there you guys have the highlights from the Portuguese Grand Prix. Quite a interesting and fun race that is, but we're going to give this guy a look-see. Once he gets onto his hot lap, he's going to have a nice little TV time. But right now, sitting at the top of the board, we have Jake in that Red Bull with a 130.4 on a soft compound. Morris gets himself a 131 in the McLaren with a soft compound, and Robbo in that Ferrari 131.2 with a soft. Molly in that Mercedes sitting fourth. We got Ryan in fifth with a 32.1 on mediums. Bill 132 on a soft compound. Zambito has gone for a mediums too, so you guys can definitely see the power that these Mercedes have when it comes to the straight line speed. But I mean, Jake put in a 130 on a Red Bull with a soft compound. We'll see what Bill can do this evening, reserving for the AlphaTauri team. Did a little bit of practice yesterday. He was telling me how much he loves the low-end grip of this AlphaTauri. Gotta keep my eye on Allow Your Face. How is Seal doing this evening? Gonna give it a couple laps here with a medium compound, see if he can put a time on the board. Goes 8th quickest with a 32.6 on a 3-lap old medium, so I'm sure he can improve on a soft compound if he wants. Can he take that Alfa Romeo into the top 10 going into Q3? But Allow Your Face. Let's ride on board with the man who's gonna take us through a lap here. Pop up a little information for this man. Going into turn 1, easy does it. It's kind of a blinding corner. Next corner right here. 2 turns out of the way, coming into what I call pretty much a tight chicane. First you go right, which he does. Stays off the curves quite a bit, and then a following left and another right. Coming up to a secondary right, and then on to the back stretch, which you have to hang a left here. I'm glad they fixed that curve because he used to spit you out so quickly. DRS is open from the McLaren driver. What kind of time can he get done on these medium compounds? Coming up to the line here. Easy does it. Tacks that curve quite nicely. Oh, he's fucking invalidated his lap. On his TV time, is he going to finish this one? We'll stay on board with him for a little bit. Watch the times come in. We have 6 minutes and 10 remaining. Gonna back out of that, so unfortunately Allow Your Face. Plenty of time on the board though to go into the pits and give it another one. Hide that information. See what he does here. Taps on an out lap now on those medium compounds. Is he gonna pull George Russell this week? I have a feeling he will. Man is quite quick. The Panther pulls in. He's sitting in the pits still. So the top 10 are going to make it through qualifying in Q2. Who are those top 10 going to be? We're going to find out in 5 minutes and 30 seconds. A couple guys moving out of the way there. Elise in that Aston Martin. Hanging on to that final position to make it in Q3. Sitting on a soft compound. He is on a flying lap as we speak. Can he get that Aston Martin further up the board? And now Jake's still sitting in P1 in that Red Bull. I think he's comfortably in P1. If he's going to take those tires into the race, I might consider retiring. Let's see if he at least can improve on his time. He goes P4 with a 31.3 on a soft compound. Ole's going to think about doing a soft compound as well. Ryan just putting laps on those mediums, sitting 6th right now. So really good showing so far from the Aston Martin team. Bill sitting in 7th, 132 on 2-lap old mediums. Bill's going to give it a go on a medium compound. He's invalidated this lap. Zambito sitting just on that bubble with a soft compound in the pits. 4 minutes and 30 seconds remain. Who is going to grab the top 10 positions? I'll give you guys all of the points rundowns once we load from Q3 into the race. Let's see what Paps can do on those medium compounds. It's going to be a 32. Good enough for P8. I have a feeling if he had softs on that Williams, he would be a little further up on that board. But taking that Williams into P8 is quite a nice look. Take a look down the rest of these. Zambito, a couple guys sitting in the pits now. Can Seal get that Alfa Romeo into the top 10? He is now going to give it a go on the soft compound, setting his first lap, and he's taking out a couple boards on his way. Oh man, that thing went far up. Shot really far up. So Panta, Allow Your Face now, gonna give it another go. Should we give him another screen time run and a hot lap around the entire French Grand Prix lap? Let's see if he can connect and make one stick. He's gonna go for another medium run. And he get that McLaren into the top 10. It should, on paper, relatively be comfortable enough for a top 10, but some of the drivers that are in these cars are relatively quick. A lot of these guys that are in the faster cars like Red Bull and Mercedes are lower tier drivers to make it fair. I'm going to stay on board with Allow Your Face, see what he can do this evening. Jump on board with him. Let's give that little info back up. Give him another shot at it. Allow Your Face, and then McLaren is going to start his lap right now. Taking into turn 1, as we mentioned, kind of blinding when the sun's out. Hanging that right-hander. Attack the apex on the left-hand side on your exit. Hold the apex on the left here. And make sure you attack that apex on the right. Easy does it. Got really close to that white line. Wait for the throttle to kick in. Wait for the back end to connect with the track. Bill retires from the pits. He's going to retire from P7. Can he carry that AlphaTauri into Q3 with a 32 flat on a medium compound? Allow Your Face coming up the chicane now. Attacks quite nicely on the left. Don't go too far in. You'll invalidate. Get a good exit here. The second part of the backstretch. Nicely done from the McLaren driver. Coming down the long right-hander. And then a long sweeping right where you have to really start to apply the brakes. Not too much. You want to carry the speed through that corner. And then sector 3. An interesting couple corners here. First a left, then a slight right. And coming up to a hard left-hander brake. Carry a little bit of speed. Slow the car down. Get the turn in. And then power down as soon as you can. DRS is open. He's sitting at a 30. It looks like it's going to be a 32 on the board. It goes 31. Good enough for P6 with the McLaren. That was a good lap from Allow Your Face. So Phil has retired from P11. He is not going to see himself out of Q2. Bill is right on the bubble. Seal has put that Alfa Romeo up to P4. Elise right now running in 5th. We have Molly 6th. Allow Your Face 7th. Stig puts himself into P8. Morris has retired from the session. I think Jay can do so as well. He's sitting in the pits. Bravo comfortably through. Stig is going to pull into the pits now. So right now on the bubble is Bill. Can anybody improve on the lap? It looks like Paps is going to go for a run. Zambito is going to go for another one. Hubdy is going to go for one. And Panta, maybe he's thinking about starting from P15 and seeing what happens with that Ferrari. Let's see what Paps can do. He's got 6 seconds, 4 seconds. Joe, he's missed qualifying. Paps misses out on qualifying. He's going to start this race P12 with the Williams. Bill gets taken out of qualifying. Who has improved? It was Zambito who goes P2, who just knocks out Bill in that AlphaTauri. Paps is out. Hubdy has one more go at it. Let's stay on board with the Alpine driver, see if he can get himself nicked into that Q3. Couple corners remain for Hubdy. Let's see what he can do. Hubs comes down the line. Can he get into a Q3 this evening? No, he can. He's going to start this race in that Alpine from P14. That is going to do it for the top. Ryan sitting on the bubble, but he's safely through. He's going to improve on his time. He's going to back out of this one. So there you guys have it. There is your top 10 that are going to go into Q3. A couple guys on the medium compound, a couple guys on the soft. Jake takes his Red Bull into Q3. We have Zambito in the Mercedes going to Q3 in second. CS Morris third. Bravo fourth. We have Seal in fifth. We have Elise in sixth. SF1 Molly seventh. Allow Your Face in eighth. SF1 Stig ninth. And ABR Ryan is in 10th. We lose out Bill, Paps, Phil, Hubdy, and Panta. Alright, we're gonna load in, see what we have. 4Q3, this is for pole position. Who is gonna get pole position here? Jake is looking mighty quick, and Zumbito have a look at it. Gonna actually do something quick. I'm gonna lower my bit rate for just a second because I see it was just a tad bit laggy. So give me 1 second, guys.